we save the best for last. Speaker number 6 is David Makela, and their evaluator is Rob. Rob, could you please share David's objectives for tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I sure will. So David tonight will be speaking from the Advanced Communication Series from the manual Interpersonal Communication and on the project of the Successful Negotiator. David will be looking for me, will be looking for me for feedback as it regards to his objectives, which are to employ win-win negotiating strategies to achieve a goal and to enjoy the benefits of a win-win negotiating. Now, David's speech tonight is 10 to 14 minutes. It's in 3 parts. So Mr. Timer, the first part is the presentation. It's 4 to 5 minutes. The second is a role play section, which is 4 to 5 minutes. And the third part is a discussion, which is going to last 2 to 4 minutes. Back over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rob. Win-win, win-lose, lose-lose, you choose. David's speech tonight is Life is Negotiation. Give it up for David.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Every day when you wake up, in some way, you're negotiating. You're negotiating with yourself. Should I hit the snooze button? Or should I wake up and meditate? You get out of bed, then you're negotiating, should I run to the computer and check my email? Or should I cook myself a nice, healthy breakfast? You're negotiating with answering your emails as you're going through this long list. Should I answer this now or should I answer it later? Everything we do in life is a negotiation. And like anything in life worthwhile, if you're willing to take that risk to negotiate, it will help you in the most critical parts of your life. Anything you want in life worthwhile, it will take negotiation. It's a skill, and it can be learned. Fellow Toastmasters, I want to teach you some tips and some skills on negotiating. And then I will model this skill with you, with Raquel. But first, there's 3 types of negotiations. And most negotiations end in one of these ways: a win-win, a win-lose, or lose-lose. We all know the best outcome of a negotiation is win-win. That's when both people, they come out satisfied with what they want, knowing that neither person was taking advantage of them. Win-lose, on the other hand, one person wins, manipulates the situation to get what they want at the cost of the other person. Think about a time in your life where you've negotiated. It could have been buying a car, could have been like me last night negotiating, should I have a pint of vanilla Swiss almond or not? Oh, but it would have tasted so good. Yeah, but the next day I would have felt like crap. There's negotiation going on there. Then there's lose-lose. Both people, both decisions, when that outcome happens, neither person feels good. But the first outcome, win-win, it's really the most productive and practical. In win-win negotiations, both people are aware of the needs of each other. And when you're negotiating, both people walk away knowing that they got what they wanted. But in order to do that, you have to understand how to get to that win-win situation. The first thing that you want to do is you want to break the ice. When you're negotiating anything, break the ice with someone. Take the time to establish really a friendly common ground. We've all heard that. Find the common ground. And then before you go into asking, start with I statements. I'd like you to consider this, or I need your help. And remember, in a negotiation, you're appealing to the other person with a problem that you're asking them to help solve. Be honest and direct, number 3. Don't waste your energy or try and be deceptive. Chances are the other person will see right through it, which will diminish the trust. Number 4, show appreciation. Recognize what the other person has done for you or is considering doing for you. And smile and express thanks. And number 5, stick to the issue. Don't wander or skirt the issue or wander off, because if you do that, then you're going to lose that person. There's a great book written by Chris Voss. Maybe some of you have heard this. It's called Never Split the Difference. He was an FBI agent, one of the top negotiators. And Chris writes in this book, I thought that he summarized it well when he says that negotiation starts with the universally applicable premise that people want to be understood and accepted. Listening is the cheapest yet most effective concession we can make to get there. By listening intensely, a negotiator demonstrates empathy and shows a sincere desire to better understand what the other side is experiencing. The key word in negotiation is empathy. You guys have heard me talk a lot about empathy. And empathy is really not just trying to see from the other person's perspective, but actually putting yourself in that person's position and feeling what they feel. And when you feel what the other person feels, you're making it less about you and more about them to understand what it is that they want or desire and need. And with that, I would like to switch over now and to demonstrate. Mr. Timer, I'm not sure if you're timing me on the 3 parts or not. I didn't set my clock. Where are we at on the time? I'm sorry, I can't. You're on mute.
6 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. So what I'd like for you to do is, if you can, give me 3 to 5 minutes, and then coming up on the 5 minutes, just so I know where we're at on the role play. Sure. Since we have that time, that'd be great, and then we can restart in 2 to 4 minutes. Thank you. So I've asked Raquel to negotiate. She doesn't know what we're going to negotiate, which I didn't want to give her any time to think about it, because I want this to be as real as possible. So I'm going to negotiate something with Raquel, and I'm going to set the scene first. In Toastmasters, there's a lot of asks. We ask people to do a lot of things, as well as Moriel demonstrated at the top of the meeting. He negotiated with Raquel to get her to speak. And she spoke, gave an impromptu, brilliant speech. So I am going to ask Raquel to fill a role, one that she has no idea that I'm going to be asking her about. And I'm expecting some resistance, but I want to negotiate it with her. So Raquel, thank you so much for participating with me. And Raquel, you are a leader that I respect. You have strong values, you have strong convictions, and I really admire that about you. And thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. Raquel, when I first met you, when you came to the club at Laguna Beach, there was something special about you. You brought an energy to the club, this positivity, someone that wants to make a difference in the world by making a difference in your world. And what I like about you and what I respect about you is that you have such conviction about wanting to make a difference in the world. And because of that, there's this role in Toastmasters. It's called Area Director. It's oversight of 5 clubs where you have the abilities to influence over 200 to 300 people in these clubs. And now that we're virtual in these clubs and travel is not required, I thought of who could be someone that would have a massive impact in these other clubs in this area director role. And I thought, Raquel. And Raquel, I know that you are a mother, a leader, you have a lot of people that you're serving. So I'm appealing to you, Raquel, to consider this position of area director. And I'm asking you now to tell me what your thoughts are about that position.
Well, David, I would really have to think on that. For one, I really don't know what the area, what did you say, director, what that entails. So I really couldn't agree or say yes to something that I would really have to research and learn more about and see if my spirit is in tune with that, to be honest. So I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying yes. I'm just saying, give me a little time, let me think about it, let me research it, and let me see. I really need to know a little more.
Well, Raquel, I would not expect anything less than you thinking and considering it. And the fact that you did not say yes on the spot tells me a lot about your leadership, that you're not willing to jump in to take any role, any position without putting thought into it. But let's imagine if you were in this role. Imagine having the opportunity to be part of 5 clubs in Orange County where you could virtually impact them. How would that make you feel?
If I could impact these clubs, that would make me, I would be ecstatic, because my lifelong mission is to impact someone or somewhere, for good. So if it turned out a positive thing and I could impact lives in a positive way, I mean, I would be ecstatic. I'd be jumping for joy, because that's what I'm here to do.
Well, Raquel, thank you for considering this. And I would love to be able to sit with you and have a conversation about what would that look like, to give you the details so you can make an informed decision on whether or not that would be something that you would like to take. So thank you very much, Raquel. I appreciate you allowing me to put you on the spot and ask you a question that could impact not only Toastmasters, but your life as well. Thank you very much. Please give it up for Raquel. And Mr. Timer, can I have 2 to 3 minutes for a discussion? And I'm going to open it up to the room. And Raquel, I would like your feedback as well. How did that feel by me coming and asking and trying to negotiate to get you to make a decision? How did that feel for you?
It actually felt exciting, just on the strength that you are who you are and you would consider me for something. I just thought that was exciting. But it also felt a little scary, because you don't know exactly what is entitled. So good, it felt good and it felt scary at the same time.
Did it feel like I was pushing you to make a decision?
No, not at all.
Did it seem like it could be a win-win or win-lose or lose-lose outcome?
It felt like, with a little more persuasion and details, it could be a win-win for both, yes.
Okay, great. Does anyone else have any questions or feedback about that negotiation scenario? Things that could have been done differently, or? Yes, Amy?
So you were not forceful, you just explained to her, but if you were forceful, I would think that she would hesitate and say to you, no, I can't do it.
Exactly. And if you notice, when she said that she couldn't make a decision, what did I do next? I said, imagine what it would be like. Because I wanted her to feel what it would be like if she did step into that role, so that when she does make a decision, she would make a decision based on what it could not only mean for impacting others, but how it would impact her.
Basically, you made her like she felt comfortable to tell you what she thinks. She didn't feel like, oh, I have to run away.
Exactly, because I wanted her to think about it. And that's the key of any negotiation, whatever it is. You want to give people a chance to process and to think through any decision and think of the outcome. And the key in that is, this is where empathy comes in. Put yourself in the position of how you think she is feeling. Because I know Raquel well enough to know that she is all about making a difference. And that's why I wanted her to express that. And as she did, she connected with a potential decision, which could be a win-win. So thank you, Raquel, for participating. Thank you for the questions. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.